Hello, and welcome to Tutorials. We're here with a very awesome looking After Effects tutorial for doing some metallic looking titles. Now, I'm going to be using Element 3D, as you can tell from the title, so please make sure you have it. It's awesome. This is what we're going to be making. Now this is something I made for my show reel, just a quick opener. The music, if anyone is interested, you can get from Audio Jungle. It's called Positive Drive. The link is going to be in the description, and it's $14 for a regular license, which is very good. Extended, bit more, but it's an awesome funky track. Do with what you will. So let's jump in. And I've pressed that key. Let's get out of that. So I'm just going to make a new project. I'm going to save it. Yeah, why not? I'm not going to do any music or any fancy stuff in this. I'm just going to show you how to make these titles. You can do whatever you want to them. So, I'm going to make a new comp. And I'm just going to do 1280 to be nice and quick. So, let's make a solid element. So this is going to be the layer with the Element 3D plugin on, and now we're going to make a text layer. This can say whatever you want. So, tutorials. Oops, pressed the wrong enter button. I'm just going to put showreel on the bottom. I'm trying to find a long word. Reel. There we go. There we go. So I'm going to just stretch this out so it's in line with the T. If you can't get it in line, check the rulers thing, and then you can just line it up with the letters. Select them again and just line them up with that ruler. Awesome. So we just drag that back to get rid of it and hide the rulers. Awesome. So, also I'm going to I think I'm going to scale that down just a little bit. Oh, no, whoops. Okay, let's just scale it down. Let's moving it up. Reel. Now we want to move it up. Okay, a bit bigger because I can't scale it up even more than 1,000. Okay, so this is going to be our text that is going to be in 3D metal. So I'm just going to pre-compose that and name it title source in case we want to change it later. Oh no, we can't. We can't do that. I'm afraid not, because Element only likes text layers and mask layers. Nothing with an alpha channel, I think. So let's go to Video Copilot, Elements. Okay, so now we can just turn off that layer because we don't need it. Let's go to Scene Setup and click on Extrude. But we can't do that because we haven't selected the text. So let's go to the Custom Layers, Custom Text and Masks, and select the text layer. Then we go back to Scene Setup and press Extrude. There we go! We now have 3D text. So what I want to do is make this bevel smaller and thinner. There we go. Nice and thin. Awesome. Now I've got the Pro Shaders pack, which is brilliant. You need it. You need it. And I am going to select Metal Grunge. Not that Metal Grunge. That Metal Grunge. Yes. And you can also change the environment. So we've got like the lobby. We've got a town. But I like the studio one. You got all these nice highlights and dark areas to create. Oh, look at that! Great, get some great specular going there. Now I'm just gonna zoom in and angle it a bit so I can change this bevel. And I'm gonna turn off draft textures just because that's how I like it. I'm gonna make this bevel a little bit bigger and a lot less curved. So we take the curve off. Then we can just mess with the bevel size And the depth. Again, it's something I like. Because I really want a nice edge to that. Let's see what it looks like with the ambient occlusion on. Not much difference, but it adds realism, which is nice. So I'm going to go down to the reflection and just mess with the values till I get something that I like. This is all personal preference and the look you're after. I can turn on the environment. Okay, I think that's looking good. So let's press OK, and then we have our 3D text. Now, to add that camera move, obviously we need to make a camera. So let's make a new camera. Settings as they are. Press A twice, and turn off the depth of field. I don't know why, but depth of field is on by default. So let's add a camera move. So press P and hold Shift and press A. And I'm just gonna hold Shift for the point of interest and just drag it out. That's so the bit it focuses on is behind the text. And for position, I'm gonna add a keyframe there and a keyframe about 7 seconds in. I'm gonna hold Shift and drag this value, which is the Z value, the depth. So we do that and we zoom past it. There we go. So if we RAM preview that, nothing happens because I don't like my computer. I'm just going to trim the comp. You can press B and N to set these points. Right click, trim the comp to fit the area. Nice and clean. So we're just going to RAM preview this. I don't need to render that at full because it's 25% zoomed out. So it's a bit slow. I might see how that plays. Yeah, I'm going to speed that up. Let's say 5 seconds. Just a little bit more, I'd say that's good. So, let's add some of that rotation we had in the previous version. So we go to Element and just minimize that. Go to the animation engine. And we're going for... no, it's the groups we need. So we go to group 1, which is this 3D text. Particle replicator or look. So to add the rotation we had earlier, we go to group 1, particle look, and multi-object. If we check multi-object, each of these letters is now an object on its own, and we can do whatever we want with them. So let's go to rotation and rotation Y. So now we can rotate it on the Y-axis. We can do that for any axis we want and get whatever crazy look we want. But I'm going to stick with the Y-axis for now. So if I just make a random keyframe there and press U, it makes it a lot less cluttered. So I think I want to start the rotation there. I'm going to press F9 to make it a smooth keyframe. And about here, I want it to have been rotated 90 degrees, like that. So then if we do this, and RAM preview that, you can see it starts to rotate, and it's gone. Now I think we can do a lot more to make this look a lot nicer than it is. So we're going to add some lights. So I'm just going to minimize everything, right click, new light. And I'm going to make this one a nice warm colour, make it a spotlight. Now if I go to the top view, we can see what we're doing. I'm going to drag this one out so it's on the left side. Now I'm going to press Ctrl D on that light, press AA, and then make this colour blue. Not that blue, but nice pale blue colour, so it's nice and cool. I'm going to drag that light over here. So we have two lights. We have a nice warm one from the left and a nice cool one from the right. Go to the camera again. you can see as I turn these off, we've got a nice warm night light coming from here, and a cool light coming from this side, so it adds more highlights. So let's just RAM preview that again, and as they turn you can just see the colours, so there's the blue. That's looking good. I'm just going to stop the RAM preview when they exit the frame. And now I'm gonna turn on the motion blur for the element 3D layer so we can see how it looks. This is when things start to get slower. Now you'll notice you can clearly see dodgy looking lines. Not good. We can fix this by going into element, scrolling down all the way to render settings, and go to motion blur. Samples. This is the number we want to change. The higher this is, the higher the quality of the motion blur. So if we make it, let's say 16, you can watch these lines get closer together, and there's less of an obvious dodgy looking motion blur. So if I find 32 is a good number for a good quality render. Now you can see there's no lines. So now I'm just going to shut motion blur off just to speed things up, and I'm going to add a adjustment layer. I'm going to just press enter to rename it and just call it color correction, CC. And I'm going to add some curves. So effect, color correction, curves. I'm going to select a frame which I like. Let's go for that one. I'm just going to add some contrast. Bring out the highlights, etc. etc. And I'm going to put a bit more orange into that light. It's a bit pale. There we go. That looks good. So if we render that, you can see there's a lot more contrast. It's a lot less flat. So now I'm going to turn on the motion blur. You can see it's taking its sweet time to render. I'm going to press the key next to the 1 key on the left to go into this full screen mode, and I'm going to do a RAM preview to see how this looks. That's how long it's going to take me. See you later. Yeah. Awesome. Oh, it's finished. Okay. I'm gonna put down Fruit Ninja. Let's have a look. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. So there we go. Let's just go frame by frame, just see how it looks. Oh yeah. You can see that motion blur is looking nice. Now you can, if you really wanted to, you could add some glow to this. A background, some flares, but I'm gonna keep it as it is, keep it nice and simple. So that was a nice easy tutorial on how to make some nice shiny metal text titles in After Effects and Element. You can use these techniques to do a whole load of other awesome titles. I think there's a new update for Element coming out soon, which I might try and get my hands on. But anyway, that's how you do it. Apologies if you've heard any construction work going on outside. We've had some people digging up our road and replacing the gas lines, which is very annoying. Can't record tutorials properly like that. So, that is how you do it. Thank you very much for watching. If you want more, please subscribe. If you want to see a tutorial, please comment or send us a message on Facebook. Don't send us messages on YouTube. We get a lot of spam, so we just ignore YouTube messages. So either comment or send us a comment on Facebook. We're going to be doing a live thing soon. Stay tuned for that. I'm going to be broadcasting After Effects live to Twitch TV and YouTube. Twitch is obviously higher quality. There's that damn builder. And hopefully, if there's enough people watching, you will submit your ideas for what I can do, and I will try and do it live. I'll have no idea what you're going to suggest, and it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be interesting. I could either fail spectacularly or epic win spectacularly? I don't know. Who knows? You'll have to stay tuned and find out. So, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye.